Today, Donald Trump demonstrated that he is ready and willing to do what he does best, attack children. In fact, a day after the conservative community went after a teenager because she was chosen as Time's Person of the Year, Donald Trump decided to tweet this. So ridiculous, Greta, meaning climate activist Greta Thunberg, must work on her anger management problem, then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Greta, chill. Okay, again, Greta Thunberg is 16 years old. And I bring up her age because first, no matter what, even in politics, it's unacceptable to go after children, right? In fact, just a few days ago, Republicans would have agreed with us on that because during the impeachment hearings, a constitutional expert, Professor Pamela Karlan, brought up Barron Trump in the most benign way possible, and conservatives lost their minds about it. So here's what the professor said.
One example that shows you the difference between him and a king, which is the Constitution says there can be no titles of nobility. So while the president can name his son Baron, he can't make him a baron.
So what she did there, again, was benign. She didn't attack Barron, but what she did do was draw a comparison between what you can and can't do based on the US Constitution, right? Now, with that said, how did conservatives respond to what that constitutional expert had to say? Again, they all had meltdowns. Take a look.
I just heard that at the hearing today, one of the Democrats' witnesses actually used the president and first lady's 13-year-old son to justify their partisan impeachment. Democrats should be ashamed.
When you invoke the president's son's name here, when you try to make a little joke out of referencing Barron Trump, that does not lend credibility to your argument. It makes you look mean.
Well, I thought it was tacky and classless.
She made a pretty disgusting, repulsive joke about the president and Melania Trump's 13-year-old son.
We just basically got a grown woman who's acting like a Twitter troll.
The minor child of the president.
A minor child deserves privacy and should be kept out of politics.
Pamela Karlan, who must be just an embarrassment to her profession.
I thought it was incredibly unbecoming.
Pamela Karlan, you should be ashamed of your very angry and obviously biased public pandering and using a child to do it.
She did make fun of his name. There's no way that you can spin it otherwise. And it's just, that's the last refuge for people who either lack the capacity intellectually to make a good argument, or they simply just can't make a good argument no matter what they have before them.
She just came off as somebody who just had an agenda to get across.
And maybe, maybe let's not go after kids. I never like going after a politician's kids, period.
Because I think political kids, unless they're out on the front lines, I think they're off limits. I'm the only one at this table that has been a political child.
Then, let's maybe not talk about kids, especially minors. Let's keep them let's keep their names out of our mouths.
They have no comments about Trump's attacks against Greta Thunberg, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I'm sure they're all over Fox right now going, I cannot believe Trump said that about a child, a minor, a 16-year-old. Trump is, he's just despicable, it's shameful. No, nothing. Come on, guys, you heard Professor Karlan's comments. It had nothing to do with Barron at all. She was making a wordplay on the word Barron, having nothing to do with the kid. Whereas Donald Trump, that fake outrage is so sickening. Who watches that fake outrage and pretends to go along? Even if you're conservative, you know that outrage was fake. Isn't
that virtue signaling? I mean, that is actual virtue signaling.
That's right. Yeah. And then when you have a situation where my God, the president of the United States is so hurt that a 16-year-old beat him in what he perceives to be a contest, right?
Right.
That he turns around and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna attack you, Greta. You're so angry, you need to get anger management. Are you kidding me? Look at what you just did. Look at the tweet you just sent. Who needs anger management? And yet the conservatives say absolutely nothing about it.
They don't care, they like it. In fact, the conservative commentary I've seen has been in agreement with Donald Trump, and they attack her along with him, right? So look, again, the difference between what the constitutional expert said about Barron was she didn't insult Barron Trump. In the case of Donald Trump and a large group of conservatives on social media, and I'm talking about public figures, I'm not talking about random MAGA guys, they insult a 16-year-old simply because A, she's a climate activist. Okay, so they disagree with her because they don't believe in evidence or science or protecting the environment. And B, in the case of Trump, He's jealous that he's not on the front cover of Time magazine. It's okay, I heard that he's good with Photoshop. He can go ahead and Photoshop himself on that cover and put it up in one of his resorts. In fact, his campaign put this out.
Oh, they're so sad. Oh my God, they're the most pathetic people I've ever seen. Why would you put that out? That's so embarrassing. Like, he's literally crying over the fact that he lost to a 16-year-old for Person of the Year.
It's so petty. He's so petty.
And no, MAGA guys, that's your alpha male? Wow,
Sad.
Holy cow. He got triggered because he lost Person of the Year to a 16-year-old. He's like, she needs anger management, I don't like her.
Okay.
Absolutely pathetic child, and that's Donald Trump. And by the way, I'm sorry for making fun of a child. That's Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, his mental age is certainly
way lower than 16.
Yes, but okay, I want to give you guys Greta Thunberg's response. Thunberg brushed off the commander-in-chief's, oh God, it's so sad, he's commander-in-chief.
Oh God, he's president, Jesus, this man-child.
She brushed off his attacks by changing her Twitter bio to this: a teenager working on her anger management problem, currently chilling and watching a good old-fashioned movie with a friend.
Hashtag be best.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife's campaign is to stop bullying online. There's no end to this comedy / tragedy. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.